I know this is a really weird and lame combination of clothes, but I was just running out of options, okay? I want my videos to have different clothes every once in a while. But I look like such a nerd. Hey guys, it's Preeti. How are you? Today I have an actual book review, the first in a while. Like, I know I did that one a while ago with like 3 book reviews in one, or like 4, but I've got one book review and my outfit matches it. The Perilous Beginning by, no it's not. Oh my god. Okay, A Curious Beginning by Deanna Raybourn is the first book, and this right here, A Perilous Undertaking, there we go, it took a while. A Perilous Undertaking by Deanna Raybourn, this is what I'm reviewing today, and can I just say I really loved it. When I first started reading this, I was really afraid that it would be terrible, that I would hate it. The first 100 pages of this book were really extremely boring in my opinion. I was just so disappointed and I was so frightened. I was like, why am I reading this? Why don't I like it? Did I just imagine the fact that the first book in the series was amazing? Was I just thinking of the other series that I really love and like projecting that onto the last series? I was just so freaked out. And speaking of the other series, let me bring that out because it's a really great series and I want to recommend it to you. This is the first book in the series, Silent in the Grave by Deanna Raybourn. It is one of my all-time favorites if you're in the mood for or just generally enjoy Victorian mystery and murder mysteries and just Victorian romances but slow burn and really worth the slow burn and mysteries that are pretty much impossible to solve. This series is really good. It's the Lady Julia Gray series. This is the first book. There is a second book, Silent in the Sanctuary, and there is a third book, Silent on the Moor. These are the 3 that I own. Unfortunately, they are not the same size. It really irks me, but yeah, these are the first 3. In my opinion, they are the best 3 because, well, I won't spoil it, but let's just say that most of the angst in the romance between the 2 characters are in this book so good. And there are actually less embarrassing covers if that bothers you, but I wanted to own them because I like them. They're cute. Like, this one isn't embarrassing at all. This one is a bit, like, the most embarrassing, and this one, there's a hand on the back. Like, not that bad. Like, if you want to take it to high school, bad. Otherwise, not that bad. There are also 2 other books, and they're all equally good. These are, like, heavier on the romance, so I love them. Highly recommend them. Go check them out. Anyways, getting back to this book, this is another book of the same ilk, same genre, also a slow burn romance. It's really cute, super extremely cute, but not as cute as the other books because, I don't know, maybe they were my first and that's why I love them so much, but no, it was genuinely really good and I highly recommend it. Also highly recommend this if you like the same genre because murder mysteries also. That one is more of a lady detective. This is also a lady detective, but she's actually a, I don't know the word for it because it's like a big word that I don't remember, but it's like, she studies butterflies and she's like a butterfly scientist. Veronica Speedwell is her name and she's awesome. She's so snarky. She's not afraid to just shirk away from society and do whatever the heck she wants. She has sex whenever she feels like it with however many men she wants. She just mentions the most inappropriate things in that time of society, and her love interest is Stoker, not the vampire, but his name is Stoker, and he's actually an aristocrat, but he doesn't like to admit to that openly. He thinks of himself as an adventurer. He is an adventurer, but like because of his birth, he doesn't like talking about the same things that Veronica talks about openly, and I love it. Speaking of her name being Veronica, if you watched Veronica Mars and really enjoyed it, I don't see why you won't enjoy this either. Both Veronicas are really great, really forward in their time, super great detectives. There's no reason not to read the series if you're into any of the things I mentioned previously. So like I mentioned before, this book does a lot of amazing things. Despite the first 100 pages of absolute dullness and boringness, after that, the next 300 or whatever pages there are left are really amazing. We learned some things in the first book that I won't spoil, but we learned some things about Veronica's family and where she came from. She didn't know this before, but now we all have suspicions. No definite proof, but there are definitely, okay, no, we know who her family is. If you read the first book, we know who her family is. There are complications to this, but they ask her for help in this book because one of the family members, okay, so there's a murder mystery. The girl who asks for help, her friend is accused of murdering this one girl who he got pregnant. Like, he has a wife, but he is also kind of a philanderer, and his wife is okay with this. He was really happy to have gotten this one girl pregnant, and he wanted a kid for a long time, so she's super happy. He's super happy. They're both really happy about the kid. No idea what the wife feels. Apparently she's okay with it. And so he murdered her. At least that's what everyone thinks. Nobody has bothered to look into it that much. And the one girl asking for help is confident that he did not do it. He's not that type of person. So this is the murder mystery that Veronica is sent to solve, because this guy, his name is Miles, he's basically going to hang really soon if nobody does anything about it, because like the case is closed. The police didn't even do anything or that much about it. So yeah, and so this is a matter of not only proving herself to her family, but she wants to obviously do the just thing and prevent an innocent man from hanging. And she gets Stoker in on this. Stoker is obviously like, no, this is an awful idea. Veronica, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth proving it to your family. Your family won't even care. How she gets him to go along with this and like help her with the mystery is just really cute. So when I mentioned that Stoker is like a really shy, he's not shy at all. He is full out an adventurer, but because of his aristocratic background, he doesn't like talking about like sex and stuff openly. So what she does is she has this key that's a clue, and so she slips it down her bodice and she's like, okay, come and get it if you don't want me to go. And like obviously he can't just stick his hand down her shirt or like her bodice, because it's like the Victorian era, because first of all that'd be weird in this society too, but like back then, like okay. I told you they're cute. During the first 100 pages, I was so scared that Stoker and Veronica weren't actually the ship. There was a lot of banter this entire book. Their entire relationship is all about the banter, which I adored. They say the cutest, most embarrassing things to each other, and at the same time they know each other so well, more than other people know them, and this creates a special bond. At times, I was afraid that their bond was solely platonic because of those first 100 pages where nothing, not even like a vague glance of interest from one to the other. They suggested partners for each other, and I'm like, no, you two need to be partners. You guys are just so cute. And thankfully, after that, we start seeing more romantically inclined banter. And I don't know if there was like a physical moment in the first book or not, but in this book, let me tell you, there is one for sure. It takes place when so friggin' cute, and the relationship is so cute and awkward. Like they don't want to go into the awkward. They barely go into the awkward because they're so comfortable with each other, but there are some things that they don't talk about, and I love it. I love everything about this. I don't want to spoil anything, but guys, it's worth the read. Even if you're not into the genre, who knows, you might discover that you're actually into it. As per normal Deanna Raybourn style, the mystery is impossible to solve, at least for me. I feel like smarter people could definitely get it, but I did not. Honestly though, nowadays, like when I'm reading her books, I don't even try to solve the mystery. I think that's been a given from the beginning. Every time I reach for one of Raybourn's books, I don't even attempt to find the murderer. I just, like in other books, YA novels and stuff like that, I'm always trying to find out who is the person, and most of the time I get it right. But with this book, it just feels so nice to just go with the flow, like not think beyond anything, just go with what's given, just go with Stoker and Veronica's conclusions and theories, and it just all works out, and it's so nice, and it's surprising when stuff happens, and I love it. And the scenes in this are so good. These books would make for such a good TV show, because every line of dialogue, every scene, every single thing is important. It's integral to the plot. It's entertaining, highly amusing, and I love it so much. Can you tell I love this author? That's really all I have to say about this without giving anything away. I hope this piqued your interest. I hope you want to read it now. This was actually another one of the books on my I need this in winter 2017 release, whatever. I don't even remember what I titled that video, but I wanted it. I finally read it. It took forever for this book to like not be on hold. It still is on hold. There are like 50 other people after me, so I have to return this soon too, but I love it so much. Also, I found a dead book in this when I was reading it. I tweeted about it. I did a very nice thing and I took the dead bug out. So you're welcome, person who has this on hold next. It was not fun to do. But also at the same time, I'm so unsurprised that it is this book, because like these people are obsessed with animals and bugs, and they're just such rough adventurers, while being ladylike for Veronica and aristocratic for Stoker, but they're great. I love them. And like, of course it's gonna be this book that a dead book is in. It makes sense. I'm not even that angry. So yeah, just please read this book. Try out the author. Either do this Veronica Speedwell series or the other book I talked about. Let me get it. The Lady Julia Gray series, Silent in the Grave. This is the second book though, so keep that in mind. The first book is, again, A Curious Beginning by Deanna Raybourn. So any of these series, highly recommended. I would actually recommend starting with this one because it's more epic and more dramatic in a way. And yeah, this is like the A+++, and this is like the A+. So yeah, that's all for today, guys. I really hope you guys are interested in this series and that you want to check it out because it is really amazing. This author is also really amazing. I have some standalones of hers that I haven't read, but I mean, they're probably amazing, but I don't know. This whole Victorian era murder mystery, this author does it right.